Okay. Now, before I could speak about this particular task, okay, let me actually discuss about what will be there in a task. Okay, task will have a purpose, description, inputs, elements, outputs. Then we have guidelines of how to do it and the techniques of doing it. And we have the stakeholders who are involved, impacted, or influenced. Okay. Now, purpose means what we have to actually discuss about the purpose is we have to write a short description of why we are doing this particular task and what is the value that we are going to get by doing this particular task, that we have to write it in the purpose. And coming to the description, we have to explain how you are going to do this particular task. Okay, we have to come up with a greater detail of this particular task. Okay, and how you are going to do it. Inputs inputs we may get it from multiple sources, from external sources and from internal sources as well. We will be getting inputs of how to perform this particular task or how to initiate this particular task. Okay, and outputs means we'll accomplish that particular task, the result will be the output. And then coming to the elements, the process in which we are going to do this particular task. Okay, the process in which we are going to do this particular task. Elements can be a kind of process. First you have to do this, like the steps involved in doing this particular process or this particular task, or the elements. What are the various elements this particular task will have? We can write it here. Sometimes in few elements we may in few tasks we may have elements, and in few tasks we may not have elements as well. Okay, and the guidelines and tools means what are the special instructions we have in order to perform this particular task and what tools we can use it here. Okay, to do this particular thing that is there. And techniques, this techniques section describes about the what techniques we can do, individual actions of this particular tasks that we can come up with this. Okay, so here coming to the stakeholders, I've been telling you stakeholders can be the people who can actually be a part of this particular task, who are initiators, who have impact, and who is influencing it. All this who are doing it, all these people come under the stakeholders. Fine. And this is just an idea. It is not the complete list that this is perfectly correct kind of thing. So only thing I want you to ignite that thought process in you. That's the very reason I'm coming up with this. Okay. Now the purpose is purchasing a new car. Possibly we can write as the old car is worn out, we want to replace with a new car. Possibly that is the case. And the description, purchase a new car for self betterment, like better mode of transport to anything and convenience along with the family, like and sometimes we may get some tax benefits, possibly. So in that way we are going to make it up. And coming to the inputs, here we have to understand what budget we have, and based on it what type of vehicle we are going to take it, and the loan possibilities, and the documents needed, and the download payment. All this should be like a kind of inputs would be in this way. Okay, and the elements which are involved here, first of all you have to understand, you have to probe into the good vehicles, then make a selection of a particular vehicle, then you have to check for the loss possibilities and what are elements, that means documentations. Then we will go with this the process of buying a new car, that comes here. And the output, you will be getting the car, you will be buying a car. And the techniques of doing it, you can understand here. We will be talking to our friends and family members and who are there in that particular segment. We take their advice. Okay, and you will be like visiting the car showrooms, and you will be collecting informations from the sales representatives. Okay, and you will be doing test drives, and you will be going through the pros and cons on the vehicle selections. Okay, and likewise these techniques we can use it. And coming to the guidelines, okay, guidelines may here we will be going through the vehicle selections, like configure what are the specifications of the vehicles and what is that you want to do it, based on it you will be taking it. and stakeholders may self and family members along with that. Okay, even the car showroom guys. Okay, these people will come into picture. And here not we can even do through these guidelines and tools, may we can do these comparisons with online, like we have car comparisons, may online may car comparisons are done. Okay, that as well we can use it. Okay, we can use online may, like segments of this car comparisons we can do it, even that as well come into picture. So possibly you got an idea about how we have to how we can bring in multiple sections here. Fine, got it, clear on this? Hope you got an awareness on it. Okay, now taking these as inputs, let us go with one more task. Okay, let us work on one more task. This task is let me say holiday plan. Okay, we are planning for an holiday, so let us do an holiday plan for it. So holiday plan, for that we have to actually come up with this particular task. May what will be the purpose, what should be the description? Now you got an idea about it, right? So based on it, I want you to work on holiday plan. Okay, please work on holiday plan. Or you have any questions on this, please let me know. You have any questions on this particular buying a new car task? You have any questions here?
No.
Okay.
No questions.
Okay, fine. Then in that case, please work on this. Okay, like holiday plan, please work on it. So planning for a holiday, if you see here, the purpose is to, like, we can refresh ourselves from the daily routine, and we can come out of that work stress, and schedule a few days trip to any desired place with family and friends. Okay, and here, as you have said rightly, like vacation dates, tour destinations, leave calendars, and family friends details, and the budget comes into picture. Now the elements would be like you confirm the vacation dates and destination, schedule leaves accordingly, decide mode of transport, and do the ticket booking as needed, and booking accommodation as needed. And you have to inform all the family members or your friends, okay, about that vacation. Next output is enjoying a great vacation time with family and friends. Okay, good. And the techniques, figuring out like the best company friends to travel along, approaching the travel agencies for holiday plans and packages, booking flights or cars to save time and to ease of transport. And guidelines, may we have to actually check out family members or friends ka feasibility about it, and sort out reliable tourism agencies, check out weather conditions at the holiday spot, and have an idea about the health issues of families and friends. This is very, very important. I think we should, this is a very, very important point concerning these guidelines, which will influence the entire holiday plan as well. So this, we should have an idea about the, like someone is suffering for asthma kind of thing, then we should actually plan accordingly, right? The entire guidelines will make your decision making do in a different way as well, right? And if to self-drive, arrange a conditioned car, okay, luggage, bags, food, water containers, okay, fine. And stakeholders, like it can be like family, friends, tourism, and that. Okay, fine. I think you're almost near to it and understanding it, this particular technique. Okay, so only few things, since we are very new to it, possibly we are trying to cope up with this understanding. Okay, now let us I'll just give you an introduction about business analysis, planning, and monitoring. I'll give you an introduction about business analysis, planning, and monitoring. Okay, this business analysis, planning, and monitoring, what exactly it means? Okay, for that you need to know the 6 knowledge areas. Okay, 6 knowledge areas are like business analysis, planning, and monitoring, requirements lifecycle management, elicitation and collaboration. Then we have the strategy, strategy analysis, then we have the requirements analysis and design definition, then solution evaluation. Right now, we have been discussing that business analysis, planning and monitoring, requirements lifecycle management, and elicitation and collaboration. These three, this is a framework of business analysis. And strategy analysis, requirements analysis, and design definition and solution evaluation, that is very specific to a particular project. Right now, out of this framework of business analysis, first and foremost thing what we do is business analysis, planning and monitoring. Now, business analysis planning itself will cover all the 6 areas in a nutshell. It is just like I can tell you, it creates a checklist. It creates a checklist of the remaining knowledge areas as well. So business analysis, planning and monitoring, what it will do is that we will create a checklist of the entire other knowledge areas, and also how we are going to drive our business analysis works and tasks. Everything is given in business analysis, planning and monitoring. Okay, so here we should be aware of the entire we will be discussing about the entire project in a nutshell in business analysis, planning and monitoring. Okay, now if you consider this this business analysis, planning and monitoring, here we have 5 tasks. Here we have 5 tasks. The first one is plan business analysis approach. That means what approach we are going to actually get into. And then we have to plan the stakeholder engagement. Then we have to plan the business analysis governance. Then we have to plan business analysis information management. Then we have to identify business analysis performance improvements. Now here, these are the 5 tasks which we do in requirements analysis, planning and monitoring. Okay, these are the 5 tasks which we are going to do in requirements analysis, planning and monitoring. What are those 5 tasks? One is plan business analysis approach, the business analysis approach, and the second one is plan stakeholder engagement. The third one is plan business analysis governance, and the fourth one is business analysis information management. The other day I've been showing you business analysis information. What is business analysis information? I've been showing you that. So we have to plan how to manage that information. Okay, and then we have to identify business analysis performance improvements. So all this is done in this knowledge area. And for any knowledge area, how we actually organize our knowledge area is we have inputs, we do some tasks, and we generate some outputs. Most of the times each task may generate 1 or 2 or 3 outputs. Okay, most of the times each task may generate 1 or 2 or 3 outputs. So in this case each task is generating 1 output, and the input for this particular knowledge area, if you see, the needs are taken as inputs, and performance objectives, those as taken as inputs. So needs and performance objectives are taken as inputs, and you are doing this particular planning, and you are going to generate these outputs. So plan business analysis approach, output would be business analysis approach. Plan stakeholder engagement, output would be stakeholder engagement approach. And plan business analysis governance, output would be governance approach. And plan business analysis information management, it is information management approach. Then we are identifying business analysis performance improvements. Then it is like the output would be business analysis performance assessment would be the output. So let me show you a document about this planning and monitoring. Okay, so just to give you an idea how this will look like. Okay, here before we start the project, we need to understand what documents we have it here, right? What documents we have it here, like let me say the project context we should be able to understand here. The project context comes from the business information, project information and other information. In the business information, we should able to understand what documents we have concerning this particular project, like the business case or the organizational chart or organization process or templates for BA work. Do we have it or not? If yes, we write it yes, otherwise no, we have to write that. Okay. And concerning the project information, what we have, like existing project documents or project charter, scope document, and the preliminary project plan and the stakeholder list, we have it, that we will be writing it whether we have it or not. And what are the other informations we have concerning the documents, like existing training materials, models, and user documentations. Along with that, we will have process documents. Along with that, we will be having the process documents, and the present as a state card documents, we will be having it. So all this, first of all, we need to come up with a checklist. Okay, this we have it, and then we will go with the business analysis planning. Now, before we start our business analysis planning, we need to understand what is the approach we are going to follow. Is it waterfall model, or is it agile, or is it hybrid mode? So we need to understand about this approach first. Okay. So once you understand about this approach, then we are going to understand about the stakeholder engagement plan. Here we will write who is the stakeholder and where he is. Isn't the responsible or accountable or supportable or consulted or informed? Like that, we will be writing the engagement plan. We will write about the stakeholders, right? And then what we try to do is we will be understanding this contact list. We will be preparing it. There we will understand what is the stakeholder role. Here we will be coming up with the contact information along with which categories they belong to. And here we will be understanding the categories here, like which categories we have come up with multiple categories described here, and we'll understand these stakeholders belong to which category. Okay. And then we have the BA collaboration plan. That means with these stakeholders, how we are going to collaborate. So we have the name of the stakeholder or the group. So like what is the preferred way of communicating with them, and what events we are going to conduct to interact with them, and what are the ways in which you are going to conduct. All this information is written here. Okay, BA collaborative plan, we'll be writing it. And then we go with BA communication plan. Now BA communication plan, here we have to capture the communication events. Okay, like let me say if you're taking approval on minutes of meetings, then we do it in one way, that is given here. Or sometimes you are taking sign off on the requirements, then we follow a different process. That process is written here. Or it is a weekly updates you are giving, so weekly updates how you are going to give, that is given here. So the way in which we are going to communicate with the stakeholders, is it an email, is it we go with a con call, or we will be doing through a tool, or we will get an let me say sign off on which mode we are going to get it. All this is written in BA communication plan, how we are going to communicate with them. And then we have the BA activities plan, like as a business analyst, which activities we are going to do here, like what we are going to create, what strategy analysis, how we are going to make it, what illustrations we have it here, and requirements analysis and design definition, may what exactly we are going to do, and what models are involved here. Okay. And then requirements lifecycle management, what we do, and performance evaluations, may whether we have defined the key performance indicators or not, and how these indicators are being influencing us, that as well we are going to understand and document it here. And the solution evaluation as well, it will be there, how you are going to measure that solution evaluation, and what is the performance, what parameters we are going to measure it, and what recommendations we can do to increase the solution value, that we are going to write it here. Okay. And then we have these risk categories here. In each of these categories, where risk can happen, it is given here. Where risk can happen in each of the categories is given here, that we need to understand before we could work on it. We have to understand the risk categories here. And finally, the BA risk register, where a risk is happening, the risk number, and what is the risk it is happening, because of which event. And here we are going to understand about the risk ranking, risk response strategy. All this we are going to do it here. And then the BA governance plan. BA governance plan means that like how we are going to do prioritization, how we are going to do change management, and what decision making process we are going to make it, and what is the escalation plan for the decision making. Okay. And what are the requirements, review and approval process, issue management process, this we are going to come up with. So BA governance is nothing but in other words, we can say this is a strategy of how we actually make it up. So in BABOK, they said it is governance. in BABOK, they said it is governance. So what are the various techniques we use in doing this? That is given, the governance is given here. Okay. And then we have the information management plan. Information management plan means what sort of informations we have and how we are going to actually manage this BA information that is given here. Now you see we have two types of informations in BA. One is generic BA information and the second one is requirements management. Okay. Generic BMA, like what is that, how we are going to organize BA information and where you're going to store it, and the documentation standards, all this version controls, everything would be here, and to which stakeholder, till what extent it needs to be stored here, it will be recorded. And requirements management may, here we are going to discuss about how we are going to define the requirements, attributes and elements, and like the traceability matrix, and identify the elements reuse opportunities that will be given here. Now here qualifications have a good requirements. Most of the times we can go with smart technique here. Okay, we go with a smart technique. Smart technique stands for like specific, measurable, attainable, reliable or realistic, and then time bound, T for time bound. So we are going to go with those aspects there. And then we have this BA performance evaluation plan, like what is the actual and what is the planned one, like we'll be comparing it, and what is the deviation from the plan, and acceptance criteria, and all this we will be discussing here in evaluation plan. And it is BA performance evaluation, and the second one we have the solution performance evaluation, that is like what are the errors we found it, and what is that, and what is the percentage, acceptance criteria, and unacceptable criteria, everything will be written, we will be writing it here. And finally we have this issue log. Okay, in issue log, what are the issues we have, to whom we have assigned it, and what is the date raised on it, and what is the date we resolved it, or what is the action taken on it, that is given in the issue log. And then we have this planning assumptions here, how we are planning the assumptions, like what assumptions we have it on, and what is the impact of this on the decision because of these assumptions, we will write it here. Okay, so this is what exactly we have to actually work out in the business analysis, planning and monitoring. Actually it covers the entire spectrum of business analysis activities and project management as well, because here through this we are going to actually handle the entire project, and we are going to drive the project and the requirements from this perspective. So it is very important for us to understand it, and we are going to work on these documents parallelly, simultaneously, while we are discussing this. Will take one example, and we'll take one case study, and based on that case study, all this information will be actually logging in here and trying to understand the concepts. Fine, in that way we will be making it up. Fine, got it, clear on this? And any questions you have, this is just an introductory part. Tomorrow we'll be going to discuss in detail about these sections, like all this individually. I will take each task, and I'll discuss about each task, how we are, what inputs we are going to take, what activities we are going to like what elements we have in that, and what outputs we are going to generate, what are the guidelines, what are the techniques, all this we will be discussing all these tasks one after the other. And parallelly we will also take one case study and try to perform these particular tasks in that particular case study and come up with the document. So parallelly we'll be doing it. And also I'll be sharing the required like already I've shared with you those exams, right? You should start parallel writing those exams, so that all these concepts gets connected, all these dots get connected. When we do in multiple folds this exercise, then only we can get a clear cut understanding on these topics. Fine, got it, clear on this? And any questions you have, you can ask me now.